And welcome back. All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to Shut It. I'm Jen Kirwin. Breaking news. Well, it's not breaking. It's happened a few days ago. But what's going up? What's going on with all the UFOs? Huh? Northern America? What's happening? What's going on? They found an unidentifiable flying object above Canada, above Alaska, and Montana. What's going on? This is crazy. And they shot it down with like A40s or A somethings. The military shot it down. Shot all of them down. They shot all of them down because they were too close. They're too close, and now everybody's freaking out. Well, here's the thing. They shot it down because they didn't know. They couldn't identify it. So people are saying now that they're aliens. So, of course, the first thing that I do is I call up my sister, Peggy, because she has if you don't know, Peggy has insider information because she works, her coworker is, I don't know, he's got classified information somehow. They work at Rite Aid, and I don't know how he gets this information, but I always call Peggy first because she always has a whole other story. Whatever the headline is, Peggy has new information that the mainstream media is not letting you know about. So I call Peggy. Peggy talks to her coworker. Then she gives me the information. Then I give it to you. So what does Peggy say? Peggy says she goes, I go, what I've called her. She goes, I go, what do you think of the UFOs? And she goes, yeah, well, it's just a psyop, Jen. And I was like, well, what's this? I don't even know what a psyop is. Like, what is a psyop? She goes, it's military operation, psychological warfare. I was like, what? So they're flying these unidentifiable flying objects and shooting them down to mess with our psychology. Like, what's going on? PSYOP is going to mess with our... Anyway, she's like, yeah, they just want to distract you. And then, of course, she goes down the, child trafficking ring thing. Her friend, I'm pretty sure he's a QAnon. But anyway, and I'm like, oh, so this is a distraction because they want to distract you from the whatever. The rings of children. I don't know. I think it's aliens. I'm going to say it. I think it's aliens. And I think the aliens are punking us. I think the aliens are messing with us. And because look, they're aliens. They're way more sophisticated than we are. I mean, the times the military has identified an UFO, they move so quickly. It's like with a blink of an eye, and they move like 1,000 miles an hour, right? These little lazy balloons up there, they shoot them down. I feel like the aliens are getting sick of us. So they're like, all right, because all these YouTubers with all their conspiracy theories about the grays and whatever, they're just having fun with us. They're really just having fun. I feel like if they really wanted to mess with us, they would have done it already. They would have done it. Because they're way more advanced, because they're aliens. And we know aliens are way more advanced than us. I watched the movie. Anyway, that's my take on it. And did you see? I just read this morning. It's great. I got to get Peggy's take. It's too early in the U.S. right now. But over France, over my neck of the woods, they had a meteorite, an asteroid, and it hit the Earth surface. It's crazy. What's going on? That's kind of nuts. Asteroid. Well, now when you get to asteroids, I'm like, end of the world, end of days, biblical shit, And the weird thing about this all these balloons and all these UFOs, and they shot them down. This is what's suspicious. So the New York Times, when it first happened, it was in the front page, blah, blah, blah. And then they started backtracking. They started saying, it's nothing to be worried about. It's probably nothing. And then they mentioned, oh, and by the way, we haven't found what we shot down yet. Don't you think that's weird? I feel like that's strange. Like we can spy on somebody with a submarine 10,000 million miles away. We can put satellites and spy on everybody, but we can't find a balloon we shot down with a fighter jet. Something smells fishy here. I'm sorry. Something smells really fishy. Sorry, I'm on my second cup. It's early here. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I can't even speculate. PSYOP. Like psychologically, what is that doing to us? I think maybe Peggy's right. It is a distraction. I mean, the economy is going to shit. The interest rates are high. Gas prices are out of control. We've got crazy people running the world. We've got world wars and earthquakes. And yeah, why not just put up a fucking balloon in the sky and make them like talk about that and just like let's while the planet is burning, let's make them go online and chat boards and talk about what they really think it is, and then people will be all like, come to Jesus because it's happening. And what did Rihanna do? What did she do on the Super Bowl? She touched herself. Oh my God. Meanwhile, 30,000 people, poor Turkish people, that's terrible. In Syria, nobody's giving help to Syria. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the fact that Syria, after 10 years of war, now is pummeled again by the earthquake, and Erdogan, or whatever the fuck his name is not or the guy from Syria, basically Russia, is not letting any aid go into Syria. What's going on with that? That's just gross. But there's balloons in the sky, and it's a psyop. And there's a meteorite that hit France. It hit France. It hit the ground in France. And nobody's talking about that. That meteorite thing, that scares me. The balloons, not so much. The balloons, it's like, all right, it's a weather balloon. It's a China balloon. It's a balloon. It's not a meteorite that hit France. Speaking of France, I have some amazing news. I had an amazing weekend. You're not going to believe when I say it, you're not going to believe it. I actually said it on stage the other night, and nobody believed me because it's a crazy story. Okay, so I did 2 shows this past weekend in Paris. Last minute shows, totally last minute. All the stars aligned, and I got to go up and do 2 sets Saturday night. So here's how I got there. Why did I go to Paris so last minute? Well, because I had an offer to take a private jet from Geneva to Paris. That's right. Really, it's a true story. So I have an old comedy friend in Australia. He's in Melbourne. So his Australian buddy is in Geneva hanging out with his billionaire friend. And basically, he put on his social, hey, I have an extra seat on my friend's private jet. Does anyone want to go? And of course, my friend in Australia tagged me, but I didn't get the tag. And so Marcus, he sent me a message saying, hey, did you get my tag? I go, no, I didn't get your tag. I'm terrible on social media. Anyway, he sent me the Instagram, which I'll post up here.
Is flying on a private jet on your list? As you may have seen the other day, I was very fortunate. A buddy of mine, Matty, picked me up in Milan in a private jet, and we flew here to Switzerland, currently in the Swiss Alps. It's gorgeous. We are flying tomorrow from, this sounds so silly, from Geneva to Paris. We're leaving at 3 p.m. from Geneva, and we've got some spare seats on the plane. If anybody wants to join us, if flying on a private jet is on your list, this could be the opportunity. It's just very short notice.
And basically, I went on this guy's private jet. It was so scary, but it was amazing. And initially, I said no to Marcus. I said, oh, I'm afraid of small planes. I'm scared. I don't. So then I pinged it out to all my friends here in Geneva, my younger friends. I was like, hey, there's this jet. And everybody thought I was joking. Anyway, so then I was like, what am I doing? I always do that. I always give it away. So I decided to face my fears. And I just called my friend in Paris. I said, are you around? Can I stay with you guys? And they were like, sure, of course. And then I called another friend to get some gigs, of course. And then I was like, oh my God, I have a place to stay. I have 2 gigs lined up and a private jet to take me there. I'd be a fool not to do this, right? And so I went. So I did it. And it was amazing. I mean, it was a small plane, but it was actually pretty smooth. I thought it would be all bumpy, like I was thinking of all of those people like who've gotten their demise in a small plane. And I was just thinking of all those people as I got on the plane. I was like, oh my God, you're such an idiot. You have a child and this is crazy. But then once we hit up the elevation, it was smooth the whole time. It was totally smooth. And then at one part, the pilot was having fun and he was like, they called it cloud surfing. Anyway, that was a little scary. I held it together though. I really did. I held it together. I made sure not to cry. I didn't cry, but it was pretty cool. I have to say, it was one of those things. Like, I'm so glad I did it, but I was scared. And they were nice guys. They were all sweet, really sweet. Because then, what if you're stuck up there and you've got like these douchebag guys with like private jets who are like creepy? Then what do you do? But I was pretty confident because it's a friend of my friend. So, and he's a cool guy. And so I was like, of course he's going to be a cool guy. He wouldn't put me in harm's way, is what I'm saying. Because comics help. This is the thing. Comics help other comics out. That's the unspoken rule. That's what we do. We take care of each other, no matter where they are. So that's anyway. But it was funny because I was talking to these guys and they were asking me questions about comedy. As people who don't do comedy, they're fascinated. They're always asking questions. And they asked me, do you ever get heckled? Like, what do you do? And I was like, no, I don't actually I've gotten heckled in the past, especially in like some seedier clubs in the States when I was first starting out. I used to get heckled once in a while, and then I'd put them in their place. And, we all have our pat down, like, hey, I don't go to where your mom works and knock the dicks out of her mouth and, dumb stuff like that. But no, I haven't done that since the 90s. I don't get heckled. I mean, I do most of my work in Europe. It's, they're not really aggressive. They're not like the States or like, a drunken bachelorette party. They're not like going to yell shit out. But coincidentally, I got heckled this weekend. I got heckled. It just the second show in Paris, I got heckled. And I had fun with it. And it was kind of fun. I mean, not to get heckled. Don't heckle people. You're not the star. Like, look, somebody has a microphone in their hand. You're not going to win ever. No, some guy like commented on, like, it was sort of like I did a new joke about Jesus and Greta Thunberg, a young Jesus, like a teenage Jesus and Greta Thunberg hooking up. And it was okay. It was an okay joke. It didn't land the way I wanted to. And I actually commented on it. But then an audience member commented and did a little, or like, meh. And I had to address that. You can't just let somebody do that because then it ruins the rest of your set. And, I had some fun. I mean, the guy was a loser. Like, who goes to a show and like, it's like they're sitting at home watching TV. You're out at a theater. And this was like a really nice theater. This was a beautiful, like, proper Parisian theater with like red velvet seats and all. It was a real deal. Anyway, that was weird. That happened coincidentally. Like, they were like, oh, do you ever get, like, what's it like if you get heckler? I go, no, I don't get heckled because I'm in Switzerland and Paris and nobody heckled. But then I got heckled. You see how that works? Maybe I willed it subconsciously. Maybe I wanted to be heckled. Maybe that manifestation stuff is real. Do you know what I mean? I thought about it and I brought it out into the atmosphere, into the, what do you call it? The ether, the words were spoken. The thought was out there and like the law of attraction. So I put it out there and it, boom, got heckled. It wasn't even a heckle. It was just somebody went, and it was, I could have ignored it, but I couldn't because it was a smallish crowd. So I had to reprimand him. But it worked out in the end. They had fun. And he was a good sport about it.
It's the nerd with the glasses? Huh? After my joke? What's your name, sir?
George.
All right. I just want to end on some good news. You want to hear some good news? Yeah. Woo! Thank you. Australia? I wish I could give audience members Yelp reviews. What's your name again? George from Australia? 0 stars. What the fuck? You're by yourself tonight, I can tell. All right. Sorry. I mean, whatever. All right. So I just got a publishing deal. Thank you very much. Thanks. It's a book of inspirational quotes, and can I share a few of them? I'm not asking you. Just shut your fucking mouth. Don't call me. Don't shaw me. Don't have children. All right. Envy is just your subconscious telling you that you're a failure. George.
So, George was his name. Anyway, I'll never forget George, piece of shit, George. So what's happening tonight? Tonight I have a show in Lausanne. I'm doing my hour. We have some amazing special guests coming. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be like post Valentine's Day stories, because it's the day after Valentine's. I tried to get it a show last night, but it just so happened it's the day after. The day after laughter of Valentine's Day. So we're going to bring up some stories of dating. You know, we'll bring up, I don't know, hilarious hookups and dating disasters. And I don't know, I haven't dated in like 20-something years. I'm married. But I was thinking that actually, I think I should do this. I should revisit my old jokes of before marriage. I have a ton of dick jokes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to revisit them and see if they still stand up today. I'm sure they do. They're stupid. I mean, they're kind of highbrow dick jokes, but I'm going to do that tonight. I'm definitely going to try out my old dating, but I always make fun of like the whole, it's kind of meta. I make fun of the jokes about dating and being single. I'm literally making fun of myself doing jokes about dating. That's how ironic I was in the 90s. Anyway, maybe I'll do that, and then we'll revisit that next week when I talk to you. But I have a lot to do today. I have to go over my jokes. I have to do the recycling. I have to. Oh, I'm dog sitting for my friend's dog, so I have 2 dogs to walk today. Double trouble. Anyway, not really funny, but that's just my list of things to do. That's all I have to say about that. And the aliens are punking us. So not much else is going on except for a meteorite hit France. Aliens are punking us. Riri got exploded at the... Riri did a great job at the Super Bowl. I couldn't even think of the word Super Bowl. I didn't see it. I watched the video after, and it looked great. It looked amazing. Here's the thing. I'm not a big Riri fan. It's not that I don't like her. It's just, I mean, my teenager loves her, right? But I'm not going to work, or whatever that is. It's not really my thing. It's more of a, I don't know, more of a Mary J. Blige. See, that's why last year's Super Bowl can never be topped. Last year's halftime Super Bowl performance with Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Like that, Snoop, like that can never be topped. That was like my generation's, I don't know, what would the equivalent be? Like Elvis on the Tonight or the Sullivan Show, or the Beatles for that, their generation, the boomers. Like that was, I forwarded that halftime to probably 20 of my friends. And they were all like, yeah, Jen, we saw it. Everybody saw it. I was like, did you see it? I watched it 20 times. Send it to 20 of my friends. So Riri did a great job. And look, she's pregnant. Give her a fucking break. But it's hard to top, the goats. Yeah, I said that word. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so come to my show tonight if you can. If you can't, there's another one next Thursday in Geneva at Flanagan's. Flanagan's next Thursday, the 23rd of February. We're going to be doing that. And that was standing room only last time. And it was pretty awesome. So you better check that one out. Tell your friends. If you can't tell your friends, if you don't have friends in Switzerland, you should make some friends in Switzerland. That's what I say about that.